You're what up, nerds? Stiff Coon and this motherfucking shit again. What up, people? Figured, kinda. Fuck. I Stiff Coon. Want to do a Dead Cells first impression. Not gonna do a review because that shit's been dead to death. People, it's kind of oversaturated. You know, certain individuals kind of killed it. Thanks, Philip. Anyway, I've been playing the game. And like I feel like a full review would take too long. You know, it's just gonna take too long, too much time, and it's been done to death. Like that shit, that's dead, bro. Somebody, you know, people killed that dream for me. All right, already. Okay, it's not even worth. I just want to talk about the game. Okay, I don't need. Okay, it's a good game. All right, it's fire. Dead Cells, it's lit. Right. I got it like release day on the Switch or like the day after or whatever. I'm kind of a fan of roguelikes. I'm a huge fan of Wizard of Legend, which was pretty much the first roguelike that I ever played. At least to the extent that I have. I don't know. I'm sure I've probably played some in the past, like maybe a little bit, but I just don't remember or recall or whatever. But Wizard of Legend was the first one. Fire. I love that game. So obviously I wanted to buy other games like that shit, and I had my eye on Dead Cells for a long ass time. I seen it like in early access. I seen like, you know, the trailers of it, like, oh, coming to Switch on X and X date and shit. I seen it in the eShop, all that shit, right? All that good shit. And I wanted to check it out. Like every time it caught my eye, I wasn't really a big fan of the art style, but like it always had that like, no, it's kind of ugly to me, but you know. But it still made me, I still wanted to play the game, despite the fact that I didn't like the way it looked. And eventually I just got it, fuck it. I just copped it. And it's fucking amazing, bro. Like, for a roguelike, it's just really good. The controls are responsive, they're fluid. It has a cool little weapon system in the sense that, like, unlike Wizard of Legend where although I do parts of this I don't like. Wizard of Legend where you get to pick pretty much every weapon that you want to use from the beginning. Obviously you don't start off with all of them, you gotta unlock them all, but you still get to choose between your weapons. In Dead Cells it's pretty much all random. It's pretty much all random. The weapons that obviously you get to choose which ones you unlock and whatnot, but you don't get to choose which weapons you start the run with like you do on Wizard of Legend. Wizard of Legend, you get to start the run with every weapon that you can use, all right, and one item that you can hold, like one buff, basically. But you could the rest of the buffs that you pick up in the dungeon are random. The rest of the weapons that you pick up are pretty much random. After you get in the dungeon, you have no control over that shit. But Dead Cells is a little different. Like, you get access to a starter weapon, a starter bow, and a starter shield, and then you can unlock upgrade that will let you get a random weapon, bow, or shield at the beginning of every run instead of the starter ones, and that's basically how you pick weapons in that game. And it's cool. It works because it's you know, it's a fucking roguelike. It's procedurally generated anyway. It's supposed to be kind of random, right? So it works. For the most part, I really enjoy it. I haven't beat it yet. I've got to the last stage and choked on dick like super heavy. So I'm close. I think I'm gonna beat it before I beat like Wizard of Legend. It took me like 50 hours to beat that game. Dude, Dead Cells, I'm gonna beat that shit quick. But it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? I think it's only because I'm used to the genre now. Definitely not easy. I think it's fire, man. I mean, you didn't have to sit here for fucking 3 minutes to hear me say that, but shit, like, I don't really know how else to put it. Like, it's just really good if you're into like hack and slash or like, I don't know, just fast-paced combat games that, you know, challenge you, that push you, because it's gonna push you, it's gonna piss you off. If you are a person that likes games that require you to smash your head in the wall until you break the wall, this is the game for you. If you like shit like Dark Souls, Wizard of Legend is good. Then it's definitely for you because it's hard as fuck. The only thing that's gonna turn some people off is the fact that there's very little progress to be made, right? The progress is mostly made in the form of unlocking shit, right? So you unlock rooms, which are basically just the Metroidvania style keys that let you progress to other areas. Or again, you unlock like weapons and stuff that you unlock weapons, and it gives you a chance to find those weapons in the dungeon. You know what I'm saying? It's not a traditional, you unlock this weapon and you could just go to a chest and pick it up and use it. Nah, it doesn't work like that. So really there's no like progression, quote unquote, per se, like a normal game. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a roguelike. Like, I don't think a lot of people are gonna appreciate that or know. They're not gonna know what that is. Like, they'll do a run, die, and end up back at the beginning. Like, that's gonna put a lot of people off. That's gonna put a lot. It's not like, I feel like a lot of reviewers didn't really, you know, I mean, they mentioned it, but like, you gotta really hammer that. Like, this is not a game where like you can go make progress. If you die, you start where you die and you keep going until you beat the game. Like, no, this is a game you have to beat in one sitting. You have to sit down on your little keister and beat this shit one time through. That's it. And if you don't like that idea, then it's probably not for you. I would say that's the only, like, it's not even really a flaw, but that's the only thing that's probably gonna put a lot of people off, is something like that. Other than that, like, gameplay wise, nigga, that thing fab, boy. I'm talking about, like, it's just good, dude. It's just fluid. It feels good to be. And the reason why, like, I like games like that are like blisteringly hard, like that are fucking head smashing hard, bro. Because it feels good when you pull off shit. You know, when you clear a room without getting touched, or when you clear several rooms with, you know, taking minimal damage or whatever, that shit feels good because you know that it's hard. You've died so many times before. You know that it's hard, so when you can get far or you clear a fucking room cleanly, that shit is like, oh, it's like busting a fucking nut for the first time. It's like, yeah, bitch. Yeah, I did that shit, nigga. It's like busting the fattest nut you ever bust in your life, man. It feels good, dog. Feels good. But that's enough, man. This is supposed to be a first impression. This shit way too long, boy. What the fuck I'm talking about? Get out of here. Get out of here. Go the fuck home, nigga. Stiff cone, bitch. Deuces. Stupid.